from Myrtle Beach. Today we are at Brookgreen Gardens, which is a beautiful botanical garden. They've got art, they've got a zoo, they've got so much here to offer. And it is right south of Myrtle Beach. It is so close by in Murrells Inlet. We definitely recommend you checking it out. Hi, I'm Carmen. We are going to show you the brand new conservatory. We're going to go inside, show you everything it has to offer. This is new this year. And then we're also going to give you a tour of the gardens, of the zoo, and everything else that they have here. They even have some beautiful sculptures right here at the front entrance to the conservatory. Here is the beautiful conservatory. Wow, this is amazing. It's really tall in here, filled with beautiful plants. This is lovely, so pretty. Here in the middle, they actually have a replica of the gardens. So pretty. This Brookgreen Gardens is huge, and you don't really feel it until you start walking around, but this really gives you an idea. This is really neat. And like, it's cool to walk around if you've been here before, because you see all the things that you recognize from when you're actually walking the gardens. This is so incredible. Really awesome. Here's a panoramic view, just to give you an idea of the scale of the conservatory. It is massive. These orchids, some were donated from the Smithsonian, the orchids along the back wall, and they're put up at a specific angle so they can be watered. These orchids are real, that are here in the plants, and someone just let us know that works here that they're new here, but the ones on the back wall have been there for some time. Those are more permanent, but these ones you can get up close to. They're just amazing. They look fake. They are so perfect. And then how many plants did he say are on this wall? Thousands of plants on this wall. It really is incredible. Here's another great view from up top by the orchids, just to, again, give you the scale of this. And then here's an up close of this back wall with the orchids. So gorgeous. Stepping out the back doors, you come out to this area, beautiful area here. They do have a little coffee shop, snack shop at the front of the conservatory. So you can stop there and get something, and then you could come out here and enjoy it. So there's the back door where those orchids were. And then here, this sculpture has actually been here, this fountain sculpture, for quite some time. But great way that they set this up that blends seamlessly with what was already here. We have stepped outside the conservatory. We've got this beautiful sculpture here, and then here is where the butterfly pavilion is going to be. Clearly, it's not going to happen soon because they have not broken ground, but that is where it is going to be. I'm just excited that it's still coming. Now we're down on the ground level next to the fountain, and then you got this beautiful fountain over here of Diana the Huntress, I believe. If that's wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. By the way, if you're finding this video informative or helpful in any way, or if you're just enjoying it, please give it a thumbs up. That helps other people find this video, and we greatly appreciate that. Also hit the subscribe button so you won't miss anything new. At the time of this recording, depending on when you're watching it, this is early spring, very, very early spring. And so at a later point, this will explode with blooms. Right now we have the early season blooms like these right here, but there will be so many more as the season progresses. And that's what's so nice here. It changes. It's not static. As nature changes, so does Brookgreen Gardens. And so it just makes it incredible. But there's so much to see here. The grounds are huge, but when you buy a ticket, if you don't have an annual pass and you choose to buy a ticket, when you buy that ticket, at the time of this recording, it's good for 7 days. So if you're here on vacation, you can keep coming back. And that is a good way to, it really is a good way to do it, because there really is so much to do. The other option is to come here and spend an entire day. You can easily do that. You can fill a day. I think you could fill 2 full days here easily, because there are 2 places to eat here and grab a bite. One's more like casual, and the other one is, I'm not saying it's fancy, but it's where you sit down and you are served. It's a sit down, and you can sit down outside and enjoy the beautiful nature while you have your meal. Also, they have private tours that you pay extra for here. We've done the boat tour that takes you out through the rice fields and talks about what used to be the history here the history of the enslaved and the history of Brookgreen Gardens when the Huntingtons owned it. The Huntingtons were the original owners of this land. And so I'm not going to go into history because this is not a history video, but there are definitely a lot of options to learn here. There's also a trail you can walk on, and that gives you a lot of automated sort of auto recordings that you can learn as well. Now this is one of the prettiest spots, in my opinion. I just love this. I love these century-old oaks. They are massive, they are beautiful, and I absolutely love this scene here. I mean, this is just beautiful. I mean, look at this bright green grass. It's that first grass of spring when it is just vibrant green. This is stunning. Here's another beautiful view, and you can actually walk beyond the gardens and you can head back and walk along those rice fields that I mentioned. So if you don't want to pay for a private tour, you can walk back in the area. You just miss the history that's given by the tour guide. Another amazing view right here. You can see all the way back. I don't know if it'll show up on this film, to that golden statue. And since we're in the height of pollen season, I'm probably going to be sneezing later, but it is worth it. This is just incredible. Another incredible, these are called live oaks, and they have the Spanish moss on them. And here is Diana the Huntress. I've always loved this little area, this little fountain area here. So pretty. So that building straight ahead is where the gift shop is, and it's right near the entrance to Brookgreen Gardens, to the main, I should say the main entrance. They do have multiple galleries here, not just these two. They've also got several scattered around the property. And just through here to the left is the restaurant that I mentioned. Here's a more open area, and I just want to emphasize that we are only showing you a fraction of this place. It is huge. Brookgreen Gardens is just massive and beautiful. And right here, if you took a left and kept going that direction, are the rice fields that I mentioned. And also in this area right here at this little pond, we have seen alligators multiple times during warmer weather. I mean, it's warm today, but I'm talking about really warm weather. It's not unusual to see one. And then that building over there, that's usually, unless they've changed it, where you go, it's like right over there to, if you want to sign up for one of those tours I mentioned. And they do have a trolley that runs certain times of the day to take you like from the main park to the zoo and stuff, so you don't have to walk the whole distance if you don't want to, or you can just move your car as well. Here is the entrance to the restaurant, and there's the outdoor seating area. Sometimes they have that plastic up, sometimes they don't when it's a little bit warmer. Honestly, I don't think they need it today, but you know, everybody has a different tolerance for heat and cool. It's in the high 70s today, so I think it's fine. And I love this statue here, and you can sit next to it and take your photo. Despite the early time of the year, there's still a lot of blooms here to be seen. It's really beautiful. And look at all of these daffodils. So beautiful. It's like a sea of yellow. As mentioned, they do have a gift shop. They've got gifts for children, but they also have things for adults as well. If you drive down the road a little or walk, whatever you would like to, here's that building that I mentioned that you can do the tours from. So we're on the other side of that now. There are so many cool things in this garden. It is between seasons right now. Like I mentioned, it's super early. You still got the herbs going though. Lavender and rosemary live year round here in this climate, but they're just starting to get some of the other things grown. So this is a really cool, we love it and we're adults, but if you have kids with you, this is really good to, give them a first-hand view of where their food comes from. Really neat. And we're going to go further down to the zoo, which again is great for adults, but it's also great if you have a family. From the garden to the zoo is this gorgeous walk with more of these trees. And right down here, you can see it a little bit from here, is that trail I mentioned with some audio explaining a lot of the history. I'll get a little closer and give you a better shot of that. It starts over by the zoo, which is that direction. And then it runs along this path, and a lot of it is elevated on a boardwalk. And then it has little audio stations you can stop at. And this over to the right that looks a bit brown right now, those are the old rice fields. This is a really sort of moving but also beautiful path to walk on. They've done a really nice job creating this. and it gives you a view of the rice paddies without having to go on a massive hike. Here's their beautiful entrance to the Low Country Zoo, and this zoo has both farm animals and also animals that are native to this area. It is gorgeous. Just the trails alone are gorgeous, but also it's so great to get to see the animals. The barnyard animals are over there to the left, so they have cows, chickens, horses, sheep, goats, all kinds of farm animals. And then if you continue along this trail, there's all different types of other animals that are natural in the wild in this area. And they even have some red wolves that are no longer in this area, but they definitely used to be. Here is one of my favorite things, and unfortunately it is temporarily closed at the time of this video. We do have an earlier video of this zoo. You can go back and look at that. Here's another view from the side where they've got the walk around while this is closed. So you get to walk over that ramp, and a lot of times there's actually birds right on those posts, so you get to see these birds up close. And just look at how huge this aviary is. That's what's so nice. It's just massive. And here are the otters. Always fun. They have this sort of indoor area, but then they also have an outdoor area as well. Here is their outdoor area. It is low right now. The water is quite low. You can tell over there. We had a very dry winter, but we recently got a little bit of rain, but I guess not enough to make up for the dry winter time. Here are the chickens. This one was actually talking to us a little, sitting down now, but they've got quite a few chickens. It's breakfast time. Here are the barnyard cows hanging out. And here right in front of the barnyard animals is the waiting area to get that tram that I mentioned. And the horses. And then the sheep are over in the middle. They're a little hard to see from here, but they are there. They're right behind that other horse. The zoo continues on for some time. Like I mentioned, we have another video where I cover the zoo in detail. So if you'd like to see everything in the zoo, definitely check out that video on our channel. It's Carmen and Brian, and it will be right there for you to see. If you'd like to learn more about Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area, be sure to click on the video on your screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.